I am going to tell you about my first day as a cashier ever in my life. How my first day went, or what I remember of it at least. And I am going to also tell you maybe other experiences. You just have to watch to see what I tell you. I don't know. I didn't really plan this out, but I need a video and I felt like, oh, I could say this. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I go into the store with no prior experience as of what it takes to be a cashier or working in retail really. But my first day went pretty great. Or so I think it did. And I think it did go really good. I don't really remember much, but what I do, I'm gonna tell you right now. My first day consisted of shadowing a cashier that had been there for a long time already, and probably the best cashier that they had. I was shadowing her, watching her work her transactions after transaction after transaction, how she greeted customers, how she worked the cash register, the keypad on the touch screen monitor, how she bagged items. So I learned how to bag items hard to soft, or like the heaviest things to soft. I learned how to bag good. Great. I consider myself a good bagger, but actually I am. I got that a lot, that I was a good bagger. Who knows? If you were my customer, you know. But yeah. So I learned how to bag items correctly. Oh, that's probably what I was doing. Yes, it is. It was what I was doing. I was bagging items for the lady that I was shadowing. I was learning what she knew. The tips and tricks, the ins and outs. Besides like the very like hard stuff. Like, I got the gist of it. I got the greeting customers. I thought I was excellent at that. Scanning items without having to look at the barcode, because you don't really have to look at the barcode and scan it. You could just scan it and it'll beep. Scan, beep, scan, beep, scan, beep, scan, beep. Not like, sometimes there will be one that wouldn't scan, and it's because the barcode is wrinkly and you have to like move the whatever thingy it is correctly. So if it's like a plastic packaging, straighten it out and the barcode gets scanned. And then there's two like lasers, one on the side and then one on the bottom. So if the bottom one doesn't get it, the side one's gonna get it. It's bound to beep it and then display a price for it. Sometimes like for fruits and vegetables, you had to manually keypad it into the system. So like fruits, like I remember bananas 4011, so you would put 4011. I remember waters were like 52, like a little small water. At the time that's what it was, at least. I still remember bell peppers 4055, and you weigh it. You had to like, I think you had to click like a certain key and then it'll do it. I think it was always a 4. I don't remember, but it was like, yeah, I think it was a 4. It was always like fruit and vegetables, you had to keypad it in, and everything else you just scanned. And anyway, so after shadowing this cashier, I got comfortable. She was like letting me help her when the store wasn't as busy, and I would do transactions. She would shadow me and she would be like, oh, good. Oh, you know what you could do different? Here you go. Yada yada. But I was excellent at that. I really was though. And then after a while, she's like, oh, I think you're good to get your own register. And I was like, what? And she's like, hey, you're not comfortable? And I was like, no, not yet. And then so I was just helping her out. And then after my lunch, I believe, I was able to go. Was it my lunch? Did I even have a lunch? I think I did have a lunch. Yeah. I think the first days I did have a lunch. Probably not. Am I lying? I think I had a lunch. But I don't know. I remember probably after my second break or after a break. My first break, maybe. I don't really remember, but I know it was after a break because I was scared to do it alone at first. And she's like, you're more than ready. Just go. Like, you're not going to learn if you don't go. So I was like, you're right. So she was in like register 1 and they sent me all the way to register 6. The reason they did that is not because I smelled or anything else. The reason they did that is because I was new and number 6 was the slowest register that they had. It was really, was it slow? Yeah, sometimes it would be slow, but after a while I learned how to manage it. After I had been there for like months and years and shit. But yeah. Anyways, I got sent to number 6, and my helper was at number 1. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guys know how to count, right? And I was just like, no. But she was about to leave anyway. But whatever. Was she about to leave? I don't know. She just threw me on there. They threw me to the sharks. Nobody else teaches you. There's not like a designated person to help you throughout the process. They just give you a clerk to shadow, and then that's how you learn. So anyways, they threw me to, they didn't throw me, but yeah, they basically did. They threw me to the wolves. They threw me to the customers. But yeah, I was on register 6 after, and my very first experience by myself was an old man. He was probably like my very first customer, or yeah, he was actually. He was a very old man. He looked very fragile. And I think he had a band-aid like on his wrist, or I don't know what he had, but I had counted I think he just grabbed a drink and maybe like a pack of gum or a pack of a snack, like probably like pumpkin seeds. It was something like a old people snack. this effed up part, but it was like an old person snack. Like, that's so mean. So mean of me. Whatever. It was though. So he got like a drink, a beverage, maybe like a pack of gum. He got like a little bit. It was a small amount with a couple of change. And he reaches into his jeans. He was like, probably like Walmart Wrangler jeans, or like an old pair of Levi's, or it was like a denim pair of light blue farmer jeans or something like that. Could you? Light blue jeans, light wash jeans, worn in pants. Anyway, so he shows his, I don't remember if he had a band-aid or not. I think he did. He had a band-aid, or he had a trapito. He had something on his wrist, or like on his muñeca. That is a wrist. Muñeca's a dog too, but he had something. I know he did, or at least he got it when he went in to reach for his pocket. So he put his hand in his pocket, and he was like digging around for a change. And then when he pulled it out, his skin peeled out. Like, he was so fragile, and that's how old he was, or he probably already had a wound. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember his skin peeling, blood gushing. Not like, oh my god, I got a little paper cut. No, like, there is blood all over my register. It kept like bleeding. I think he already had an injury. That's what it was. And then when he reached into it, he like reopened it, or the tape or gauze, or I think he had a bandana. He had something, I don't know. It ripped off. There was blood. I saw blood. Obviously, I'm not really scared of blood because I'm a woman. you see blood all the time in your life as a girl. And so there was blood everywhere, but it was like just squirting out, and it was like, first I was like, whoa, like, I was shocked, and I was like, are you okay? And then my second reaction was paper towels. There was always paper towels underneath the register, so I grabbed those paper towels. I take a lot out, like, I don't even count them. I'm not even stingy with them. I give them to him. He doesn't use them. He gets it from my hand, puts it away. Or he would like put it back on the register, and I was like, I give him more, and he would get it and put it on the side, but he would let himself bleed out on my register. And it's like, no, like, I'm giving it to you so you could like clean and leave. But like, I didn't even want him to pay. Like, steal it, go away. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't want him to steal it. But yeah, he wouldn't use the napkins. Paper towels I was giving him. There were paper towels, not napkins. Napkins are the little square ones that you put away, and paper towels are the ones on the big old roll. But anyways, I was giving him paper towels. He wasn't using them. He just kept going to the, he just kept putting them to the side or back on my register. So what I kept doing, I'm gross. I guess you weren't supposed to do this. I got in trouble for it later because you're not supposed to touch people's blood. But at the moment, I didn't really like care or know about it, really. Right? I didn't know, like, you know, blood carries things. And I was wiping it because I was like, well, this shit's squirting. Like, I'm gonna wipe it. So I was wiping it. It was gross. I was throwing it. I don't know why I did that, but I didn't want it on me. Like, it didn't squirt on me, but it was squirting all over here. And he was just so calmly, like, nothing was happening. Like, this happens to him all the time. Like, he's so fragile. This is a part of his life. So maybe he's like me, or like women, like we don't get phased by blood. But yeah, that was my first customer, and I remember I was so scared. I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm pretty sure customers left. Like, they didn't even wait. And then yeah, eventually someone came to help me and took over, and I just left. Like, what the heck? So that was my first customer ever in my retail life. I believe he was my first one. Yeah, because I think they turned off the register, because back then I didn't know how to turn off my light from a register, and someone came to turn it off for me. And yeah, they helped me out. But yeah, that old man was not fazed by it at all. Working in retail, you go through a lot of things, and you go through different scenarios and experiences. But another one that pops up in my mind when I think of retail is this other old man. But this old man was the old perv. Let me tell you more. At this point, I'm the one on register 1 now. Cool music. But yeah, I'm the one on register 1 now. I'm the top dog there, not asleep. And then the top dog, I'm the top cat. No, now I'm on register 1. I've had probably years of experience there. Or yeah, I did. I would be comfortable turning off the light and going to help out or help stock or do whatever I wanted to. No, I didn't do whatever I wanted to, but I would be really helpful. But when I was minding my own business on register 1, when I see an old man, a cute little old man with his little oxygen tank following him along, because he has to pull it wherever he goes. And it was like a diablito, like a little metal little wagon holder. Wasn't a wagon. Maybe I should have googled this, what it was called. There was a little oxygen tank on a little metal wire thingy, that metal cart thingy that he would pull with him wherever he went. I had to go because he had an oxygen. I should have googled this. He had little oxygen thingies. Should I Google it and then come back? No, I'm just gonna go along with it. He had a little oxygen tank with him, and he was so cute and so old. Well, he wasn't that cute, but he was like a cute little old man. And he looked so fragile, going about his day. Nobody came with him. He was alone, and he was walking very slow. You could tell, well, at that moment I was like, is he struggling? Because he was walking with no rush in him ever. I was like, maybe he hurts him to walk, I don't know. He was so old, and I was like, oh, old people, so cute. We're gonna be there one day. We really are. Hopefully not. Well, like, maybe if we want to. Darn, what am I doing? This is so mean. What am I saying? I said I wasn't going to Google what it was called, but it was called a portable oxygen tank, and you can take it with you wherever you go. I see a fragile little old man from a distance, and he came into the store alone, walking very slowly, cautiously, like it hurt him to walk. He was walking in slow motion, and very, I don't know, like you would see him and you're like, oh, I want to help him. Well, that's how I felt. I wanted to help him. So the store wasn't that busy, and I was like, nobody else is helping him. He came to the store alone. He has an oxygen tank. Maybe I shouldn't have felt bad. Maybe that's like a normal thing for him and has always been or something. But at that moment I was like, oh, he's so fragile. Like, he was probably heavy. He's walking around with it everywhere. He's gonna need some assistance because he didn't have a cart or anything, or a basket, so whatever. Anyway, I turned off my light. I kind of, oh wait, I didn't turn off my light yet. I probably had a few more customers, or I think it was slow and I was about to leave and turn off my light to go help him, but I seen the other line getting big, so I was like, oh, I caught a couple customers to come to my line so I could get them through, so they could leave and they don't have to wait, because it's the right thing to do, right? I helped a couple customers out, and then I kind of like didn't see him anywhere, so I had to like look around, and then find him. So I found him, and where was he at? He was at the chip aisle. But I don't know if it was a chip aisle, because the chip aisle was aisle number 3, and I know it was probably one of the seasonal aisles. Sometimes the seasonal aisles weren't as full. It was a seasonal aisle because I was able to see it. So yeah, it was a seasonal aisle, but at that moment it had chips. A bunch of like the Granny Goose chips. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's like a potato chip brand. Or maybe they have other chips too, but mostly potato chips. And I see him looking at them. So I approach him. Keep in mind I was wearing a polo, jeans, very cashier professional at the moment. That's what it was. We were required to wear polos, and yeah, let me see, am I too close? Anywho, but I was wearing a polo and pants, jeans or something, and I approached him like a little schoolgirl with my hands behind my back, and I was like, do you need help? I was probably like that. I was like, do you need any help, sir? Or would you like any help? Or is everything okay? No, actually, I did not say that. I was like, I remember putting my hands behind my back, and I was like, no, I wasn't like that. I was like, do you need any help, sir? Or whatever. Something like that along those lines. And he looks at me, pauses, and he looks at some chips above that were Granny Goose regular plain potato chips. And keep in mind, they weren't just up there, they were everywhere. They had other flavors like barbecue ones, vinegar, salt and vinegar, I believe, or like other flavors that are common in potato chips. And he looks up there and he says he wants that one. He wants a bag up there. That's a potato chip, Granny Goose potato chip. And I was like, oh, there's plenty over here. You could just go ahead and grab any. And he's like, no, I want that one. Keep in mind, he's short. He has that thing connected to him. And he's not. No, he was probably a little shorter than me. Yeah, because he looks so fragile. I thought he was so cute when I seen him. Well, like, not that cute, but like a little cute. And I was like, oh, but they have them right here, sir. It's the same thing. You could feel free to grab any you want. And he's like, I want that one. And I was like, it is the same flavor, because it was pretty high for me too. The one he specifically wanted, because they were all over, but he wanted that one specifically. And I was like, oh, you sure, sir? You don't want any other ones? I mean, whatever. Because we weren't allowed to go in on the. Some people would get on the little bottom shelf to reach top things, and I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'6", not that tall, but like not that short either. I'm average, and well, I'm not average, but my height is kind of average. But yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get them. And I remember I reached for these chips, like, yeah, I like reach for them normal, like nothing, like I'm not like. I reached for those chips that he wanted, and he just starts making noises. I reached for the chips he wanted because it was pretty high for me too, the specific bag he wanted. Because I think I had grabbed another one and I was trying to give it to him, but no, he wanted the top one. But so I reached for them, and as soon as I reach for them, so I extend my body to reach them, he makes noises. He's like and he's like, oh, he said a comment, I don't really remember, but he was like moaning, and his face was like when you hold your pee in and you finally, like, after a long road trip, you're able to use the restroom somewhere safe and you relax yourself. That's what he was doing, plus noises, plus some faces he was making. I was disgusted. I think he just went like, oh, like, these were some noises that I'm not gonna make on here, but those are just the little small ones he made. I was disgusted. I was disappointed. I was like, fuck. What? That you were cute. That you were a cute, innocent, little, sweet, old man. And you're really doing this? You're a pervert? I was helping you. I was trying my very best to help you. And you... What is that? You, like, sexually harassed me. He didn't really touch me. I bet he wanted to, though. He was probably too slow to touch me, but... I just grab it, hand it to him. My whole smile, my whole personality was just like... Ew. You're ugly. Like, ew. Like, I'm gonna disconnect your little oxygen tank right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just letting you know. Don't play with that. But I was just like... I never see old people the same anymore. I'm just like very cautious now. I'm like, yeah, he could be a sweet little old man, but he could also be a perv. A big old perv. And then, yeah, I don't know. He scarred me. I remember I used to see him after that. I was just, ilk. I was very disappointed. No wonder he wanted me to get those chips. All those other chips were the same. He probably didn't even buy them at the end. He probably did. But, oh. It's bad. Or maybe it was just bad to me. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but no. No, I was not exaggerating, actually. He was, like, pissing himself, or he was having some other visuals that I was not doing. But, yeah. There's another event, also, where I was scanning items, and this guy only buys a duster. Like, that's all he bought, a duster. So I was like, oh, you really needed to clean today, huh? And he's like, you want to guess what it's for? And I was like, yeah, you have some cleaning to do. You forgot that you needed a duster or something like that. And then he's like, to tickle you with. And he, like, wiggles it in my face. Felt like going like, pass. But instead I'm like, have a good day, sir. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some more stories. Actually, I do. I have a lot. Should I put them all in this video? Yeah, I should, huh? Another story that I have is, I was always on register 1 for the most part, which is because I would open. I would be the first thing they saw in the moment. Yeah, I would open the store, so I would always get number 1 because I was a pretty darn good cashier. I was good. So I would open, and then my register was one of the first ones that everybody saw when they came in. Yeah, because number 1, remember at the beginning of the story I told you I was a number 6 because that was the slowest register, because it was in by a door and it was kind of hidden. But register 1 was right by the entrance. Everybody saw you, so it was the busiest one. Number 3 was the other busiest one because it was like in the middle, and number 5 was semi-busy as well. All the other ones were like blah, 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 blah. Being on register number 1 meant that you had more transactions than the other ones because you're the first thing they see, and you're the very first one to begin with at the beginning of the day. So you get, your till gets filled up fast, and you can only have a certain amount on the top till. That way if somebody wants to steal it, they don't earn shit. Like, you don't get a lot. Like, it's not worth you robbing the store. But yeah, so you're supposed to drop a certain amount. Every time you get big bills, drop them to this little locked away thing that nobody could open besides the bigger people, some of them. So you slid the money in there through like a little slot, which was kind of scary. Money would get lost because when it would go in the slot, you would think it would go in there, but it would get stuck to the top, and sometimes it would fall out, and I'm pretty sure a customer would get it and I'll be like, oh, out. I'm having a shot with this, actually. Or it would just get trapped in this other little layer, metal thing, a little gap that I had. Whatever. So anyways, after a certain amount of money that you have on your top till, you have to drop it. No matter what, you have to drop it. Safety precautions. And to get to this little box, it was very on the bottom of the register, or was at the time. It was still there. But on some, not everybody. But anyways, whatever. That one, ooh, I need to I need water. That's a chicken. I had a certain amount on my top till, so I had to drop the big bills so I could have less money on top. So I got on my knees to reach that little box that was locked away where you put all the big bills and or extras. No matter what you have on top, you just have to have a certain amount. So even if it's small bills that make it a lot of money, you have to drop them. So I was dropping the money, and I was like on my knees dropping the money because the money could easily get trapped or look like it fell in, but it'll bounce out after because it's not in properly. So I was on my knees so I could like get position. Yeah, position. Is that word? I don't know. I don't know if it goes on my sentence, but I wanted it to be perfectly in there. I didn't want my toe to be short at the end of the night. Or at the end of the day, whatever. I wanted my registers to be exact all the time, so I would drop it. And I would make sure everything was properly put away. So I was on my knees making sure every individual bill I was putting was making its way to his home with all his little buddies on the money. And as I was with my niece, all I see is the man with his cell phone. He took a picture of me. Cause there was flash, or there was a sound. I think there was flash, honestly. Like, he took a picture of me on my knees, and he said a comment like, I would want to see more of this, or I'm going to want to see more of this later on. Or a comment that didn't really make sense, but I knew where he was going, and he had a picture of me, and I was like, could you please delete it? Did you take a picture of me? Could you please delete it? And he just like walked away and laughed. And I tried telling someone, and I don't think they even cared. It was his phone. There was really nothing they could do, but I don't know what happened in the picture. A stranger has a picture of me. And he was old, and he looked like a Hispanic dad. He was Hispanic, actually. I had talked to him previously, like when he was a customer, because he was one of the customers that would go in a lot. And then after a while, I wouldn't really be friendly with him at all. Not that I was like being too friendly or anything. I was just doing my job, being friendly as a cashier. So yeah, he took a picture of me on my knees, putting money in, but he probably was gonna edit that out and do other stuff with it. It's probably out there. Another story that comes to mind is that I had loyal customers, very loyal customers. They would always wait in my line, no matter how long it was. They would wait for me, and that meant so much to me, because other cashiers would open up and they would be like, oh, I could take you, sir, I could take you, sir, I could take you, ma'am, or whatever. And then they'll be like, oh no, we'll wait, no, we'll wait. And that meant so much to me. Sometimes I would be like, oh no, I feel pressured to give you the best customer service I've been giving you. But sometimes it made me feel so good, because it's like, dude, he could like, or she could also, because it was boys and girls, but yeah, guys and girls, that could have easily gone to another line and gone throughout their day. But I think they went to talk to me, like, because I really care about people, and I really love listening to people. And yeah, that's why they would wait in my line, because maybe I was their only talk of the day. But yeah, so that was really nice. There's this man specifically, he never ever got any other customer. I mean, he never ever went with any other cashier. He would wait to me. Even when all lines were busy and someone else would open and want to take him, he would wait at the very end. He'll let everybody else go. He wanted to be in my line. So that was pretty cool. It's kind of creepy, but not really. It was nice. But that same man that wouldn't ever leave my line, one of them, no matter how long it was, that's why I said it was kind of creepy, but it wasn't creepy yet. But then he would, one time, I guess he got enough courage, or yeah, am I saying it right? Courage, bravery, to ask me out. But he asked me out for coffee. And I really don't drink coffee because it makes my stomach bubble. And I don't really drink coffee. Like, I don't know. No me llama la atención. Like, I'm not interested in it. It doesn't grab my attention. Like, oh, I crave some coffee. No, I don't know why. I just don't really like it. I mean, I'll drink it, but it's not my, I want to go out of my way to get coffee kind of thing. So he asked me for coffee. He's like, would you want to get some coffee? Oh, that's not how he asked me. Oh, he built up some courage. I could tell that other days he would always talk to me, and he would always ask me like, what am I gonna do or whatever. But it was just like friendly customer service conversations. And he always wanted to ask me something, but he wouldn't ask me. Like, he would leave. And then one time he got enough courage to ask me, and he's like, would you want to go out for some coffee? Keep in mind, he's really old. Yeah, he was older. And I was like, oh no, thank you, I don't want coffee. And then I don't drink coffee, I said. He's like, oh, would you want to go out for some tea then? And I was like, oh, I didn't drink tea. And then he's like, water, you want to go out for some water? I was like, oh no, I don't drink water. Like, I should drink more water, but I really don't, and it's so bad. But I'm going to start, or I have started actually drinking more water, kind of. In my life, I am a little bit. But yeah, I was like, oh no, I don't drink water. And he just looked at me like, you want me to take you out anytime or whatever? I don't know if he really said that, but yeah, point is I didn't take him out on that offer because he was older. I wasn't interested in him. I was doing my job, and I guess he thought I was interested, or maybe that he had a shot with me. But no, if you guys want to hear more stories, let me know. Maybe I have other stories. I think I do. I really do, actually. Oh yeah, this other time at that same store, I keep saying I'm gonna leave, but this was quick. This guy really hurt my feelings because he yelled at me for fireworks that we had at the 99-cent store. Oh, I just said we're at work, but yeah, he yelled at me over fireworks, and it was like, why are you yelling at me? Like, it's not my fault. Like, that you bought all these. He bought cases and cases and cases. I think he was trying to sell them, and he didn't sell them. So he came trying to exchange them after the 4th of July. And it's like, it's not my fault you bought these cheaply priced fireworks and that they didn't work and they didn't sell out in time for you. I don't know. Like, that's not my problem, you know? I didn't tell him that, but I was like, oh, I can't return them because it's a seasonal item and it's past due, like the amount of days you could return it in. He was so mad. He cussed me out. Like, he called me every word that had never been called in my life before. And that hurt my heart. But I was like, I was really trying to help him, but like I couldn't help him. And he was trying to say that I told him that he could exchange the items. Oh, this is why. He asked me, he's like, would I be able to exchange an item? I was like, oh yeah, you're able to exchange an item if it's not like, if it hasn't been consumed, or I don't know. I give him the little rules. Like, of course you can exchange it. Just bring in the receipt, make sure it's intact, basically, right? And he brings in carts of things, and they were all firework cases. Like, he was trying to sell these and make a profit, but he couldn't. Probably because he has an ugly heart. That's why they didn't sell. But anywho, he comes to me and he makes a scene that I told him that he could return them all, and that now I'm not returning them, and that it's all my fault. He calls me every mean name that there is in this world that I don't even know, and all because he told me he wanted to exchange one item. Even if it was a firework item, just because I had said it, maybe I would have worked with him, or I would have told the manager my mistake. It wasn't even my mistake, actually, but I would have explained to the manager so he could help me out and so the customer could leave happy. But no, he brought in shopping carts full of cases, and then he cussed me out. Ooh, I remember I left my register. I was so sad. I was like, my heart was broken. Like, why are you calling me all these things? Like, I didn't do anything to you. Like, you bought all these by yourself. You wanted them. Like, it was your mistake for buying cheaply priced things and expecting to make a big old profit out of them. Like fireworks from at a dollar price. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that was another mean thing. But ooh, I had nice customers that would bring me food. They would buy me food, so I didn't really have to buy lunch because everybody would buy me lunch there. Not everybody. I'm saying it like I'm so cool, but I was actually a good cashier, and people would be nice because some people would work in nearby places that sold food, so they would bring me their food, or their dishes. And I found out this friend of mine that was working with me, she would always, there was this guy that had a crush on me, and he worked at a taco spot, and he would always bring me tacos. Tell me why I never got these tacos. She would always go and she would be like, oh, she really wants some tacos. She told me she was craving them. He would send her a bunch of tacos. I never consumed these tacos until the very end when I found out, because then he started going to my line. He would try to talk to me like he knew me, and I was like, I don't know him, I don't know you, but like I always talk to people like I know them, but he would like talk like certain things, and I was like, I don't recall. Like, what? Where are you from? Or what? You sent me tacos? When? And he told me that he would give them to this girl, and then I found out she was the one eating my tacos that he was sending me every day. But it was her asking for them, saying it was me asking for them. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. But yeah, I had some very nice customers. Some people would even try to tip me. I couldn't take the tips. I would take things that they would buy me there. Yeah. So yeah, hope you like my story times. Let me know what else you want from me. Thank you for sticking by, and yeah, thanks. Also, my brother said I look like I was on a drink.